if you can start by introducing yourself and your company, just say a few words about what you do.
I'm Grayson Hemontolor, owner of A Plus Data Solutions. And so everything that we do pretty much falls under the smart home category of like security cameras, alarm systems, access control, pro AV, everything under the sun for that. But we do everything from residential to commercial. There's really no big or small client. We kind of accept everybody. But based out of Nashville, Tennessee, a lot of big market growing there. So trying to push our name out there a little bit more.
How did your marketing look like before you started working with us, and what made you choose Freedom Flow Marketing?
I first found Freedom Flow Marketing. I was actually scrolling on Facebook. You know, there's always marketing companies out there like, hey, I can get you 100 leads in 2 months. You know, I figured that was a scam. But I came across Freedom Flow and I saw that there was a bunch of testimonials coming on there. And so I actually took the time to call these people and these testimonials and get some insurance on, okay, well, are these people legit? And so everybody I talked to was like, these people are great. You know, I've gotten so many X amount of dollars. But before I did any of this, my main source of referrals was just word of mouth. And it was just people just calling from my Google page, stuff like that. It's hit or miss. And so I know I needed a little bit more traction to get a little bit more business. So reached out to Freedom Flow, and they have been pretty phenomenal on getting leads, getting traction towards your way. You don't have this type of marketing in place. So it's basically been very helpful for me and my business.
And can you also just tell me about the jobs that you managed to close so far and just how your marketing and prospects have changed since we started working together?
I've closed 2 jobs here recently, but really 3. So one client I got through the marketing campaign that Freedom Flow has been running, and they, you know, filled out the form, whatever. We're currently about to start his first house, and it's going to amount to about $70,000 to $80,000. But then his second house is equivalent to $25,000 to $30,000, so it's like $120,000 to $25,000 for both his houses. And then the second one, it's a couple that saw the ad but didn't fill out the form, and so they just kind of reached out to me via email or text, phone call, whichever way, I can't remember. But we went out there, took a look at their house, and so we closed on theirs, and it was around $85,000. So collectively, a little bit over $200,000. So that's what we've closed so far, but you know, that's a whole lot more than I could have done by myself, right?
So just final question, would you recommend Freedom Flow to other companies in your industry?
100%. 100%. I would not have these jobs if it wasn't for Freedom Flow Marketing. I wouldn't have that reach to attract these people without y'all's expertise. So I definitely would recommend it. And y'all are very easy to work with, so y'all understand the trade and the industry.